here it is. This is the TA.
Yeah, it's time attack.
And so this is basically the. How much lighter is it?
It's actually it's in between because we actually put heavier brakes on it, so it's about 390 pounds or so. So it's pretty light.
So this is
a light car.
This is the third. This is the most racy version, like you were saying in the studio.
Yeah.
The Viper, the GTS, and the TA, and this one's more of the racy version.
Yeah, it's if you're gonna.
Is the suspension a little stiffer?
Yeah, it's stiffer, more stiffer suspension. It has a 2-mode suspension, so there's a race and street mode. It's got a very, very nice Brembo thick. It's a weird word, thick annulus rotor, which means it's got more surface area than the basic brake system. And we still have a 14-inch brake because we believe in not upsizing the wheel to keep the weight down. They're 18s and 19-inch wheels. And it's got some active aero devices. There's a splitter in the front and a wing in the back. At VMAX, it makes close to 600 pounds of downforce, which is 193. So we actually lose about 15 miles per hour because of the downforce.
The downforce.
That's how much more downforce it has.
The rear 335s.
That's where they used to be. Now they're 355, and the front is 290.
They didn't make it 355.
Yes, we actually.
You got to make it.
There's a little factoid for you guys. We have the largest rubber of any car period in the world, even more than the Bugatti Veyron.
Yeah, 355 is
That's
about
a huge tire.
as big as it gets on a.
Basically, it's
19.
They're 19s in the back and 18s in the front.
19.
And we have
12.
19 by 10, and the back is 19 by 13.
13.
Yeah,
And by the way, when you see.
It's got to be like,
when you see
it's
a
basically
13
tug,
inch,
right?
when you
It's
see
got to be
a one piece, when you see a 13-inch rim without the tire on it, it
it's huge,
looks massive.
Yeah.
Like it 13 inches doesn't sound as big as this thing feels. With the bead, it's 14, but either way, it just feels like a tube.
And it has a very low center. All Vipers do. It's a 17-inch center of gravity, so it's very low. So if you can get the rubber to work, the car's got incredible grip.
So you say 17-inch center of gravity.
Yeah, off the ground.
So how does that work? Like because I don't know
so
that.
If you were to measure with the center of gravity where the car rotates, it's about 17 inches off the ground. Most cars are in the 20 inches, 19 inches.
Because everyone is always sort of talking in terms of its stance.
Yeah.
Like this sits 5 inches off the ground or something.
Yeah.
But the center, like the CG of an airplane.
Exactly. And the car's 50-50 weight distribution. If you want to open the hood, it has the engine's kind of like the cars we were talking about earlier.
It's in here. The hood popper's in the vent.
I like that.
The engine is way behind the axle,
Wow.
unlike that Morgan thing we talked about.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
it sits about 6 inches behind the axle, and that's what gives it the 50-50 weight distribution.
So, and as we've learned, I guess, sort of technically a mid-engine, a front mid-engine, because it's behind the front axles.
I love this. You were just at the track.
Yeah, you can tell, right?
Tires.
Yeah, we
Look
did
at
some
that.
shakedown work today.
The tires are.
Yeah, those are the Corsa Pirelli tires.
The is there ever any? Well, it's a stupid question, but is ever any discussions of supercharged, turbocharged, or we just like the natural aspirated?
Natural aspirated, it's always been what we've been about, but our owners do a lot of that. Twin turbos and superchargers are very popular, so we've actually made the engine with forged pistons, so it actually can handle pressure charging, we call it. So we kind of softly encourage the aftermarket. We can't, outright, endorse anything, but we know it happens. A lot of these guys, the most popular thing to do with Vipers is the Silver State Classic.
Yeah, sure.
And the car, it's had many records at that particular race, so it's a very popular car for
So how much compression is in the engine?
It's about 11-to-1 compression.
Okay, and surprisingly, back in the day, it seemed like you could never supercharge 11-to-1 compression, but now with the electronics and
it's computers, and it's about no pre-detonation.
You can still run 8 pounds of boost in that thing.
You know what we found out about the Viper owners? They're basically grown-up hot rodders. They had a car, a Mustang 5-liter when they were young. They did all that stuff, and they got a little more money. And the Viper became the thing they aspired to. And most of them hot rod the cars. I mean, I would say every third Viper gets modified.
Boy, that is a short throw shift.
Yeah, that was one of the things that bugged us. We used to have this school bus type shifter thing going on, so we shortened it, and we worked with Tremec, our supplier, to shorten the throws.
And the materials.
So it's carbon fiber. You can see how light the hood is. It's all beautified carbon. Actually, we make it clear coated so you can enjoy it. Mm-hmm. The roof is carbon. The deck lid's carbon, and this is actually hot stamped aluminum. So is the sill.
This kind of technology that just wasn't available unless it was aerospace 3 years ago.
The shapes you see there, aluminum hates to be stamped. You cannot stamp aluminum to save your life. But if you heat it up, and then before it crystallizes, you hit it, then you get shapes like that. And
well, should we fire it up and see what it sounds like?
It's got side exhaust there, big guy.
Oh, jeez, I forgot about that. Yeah. Wow, that looks good. Nice. Yeah.
So the V10 has its own sound. You know,
Yeah,
it's very unique.
Sounds like a pissed off dad. Just like coming home from work after a really shitty day.
Yeah.
God damn.
And people say it's loud,
Counting.
and it's one of those things. It's getting in a Viper is an intense experience. It's the minute you strap it in, it's like you're having an experience.
And I noticed one big tack in the middle.
Yes.
Speedo on the left. It looks digital.
Yeah, you know,
to
when you're out there tracking it, the tack's all you really care about. So we use our first 7-inch screen. It's all electronic, and it allows us to put oil temp, water temp, oil pressure. So you can customize it. You can actually move things where you want and what you think matters to you. But I'm really proud of the interior. I think that's what we did learn from our friends from Europe. Is working with low volume suppliers to look at leather wrapping and stitching.
Yeah, it's really,
it's definitely come a long way.
Yes.
Really come a long way. And the materials and the seats. And the seats are very taut, and it is a very European thing, which is a kind of a less is more. Don't make big
Barcalounger.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, even if the bolsters are big, have it come up, but don't have it be a big sofa pillow on
I
there.
drove a Gen 1 Viper, and although this is still a Viper, don't think this is by any means the same car. It's a night and day difference.
Yeah,
this
it drives
thing is incredible.
different, and the steering. One of the best things we did is the X-brace. That's something that came from our racing background, and it made the steering telepathic. It's absolutely linear now.
Are they all carbon fiber or just on the TA?
On the TA, and it's optional. The normal car comes with an aluminum cross brace. The TA comes standard with the carbon fiber.
So Ralph, I want to toss out a website if people want to see the car, learn more about it.
Drive SRT. DriveSRT.com. Lots of info, a lot of backstory. My favorite part is interviews with the actual engineers, so you get to kind of learn, you can see the passion in their interviews. When they're talking about the cars, they just start to get excited. As I seem to, I guess.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's your baby and you're proud of it. You should be proud of it.
It's a company's baby.
Talk about longevity of a company. This keeps coming up in my head is you've been there for 21 years
and I've worked
for the same brand, and you just started off in the design team, and now
it's been awesome. Chrysler's it's been around a long time. Chrysler's been around over almost 100 years now, and I've worked there 21 years, as you said. I've worked for 7 different CEOs, and I would say right now in this time it's the most fun I've ever had, and we're actually working harder than ever. Our new boss, Sergio Marchione, is a visionary. He is.
Oh yeah.
He's so in love.
60 Minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Passionate.
And he's cool. You would love him. He'd be an awesome interview because he's just so affable and.
Italian guys
and
are passionate, and then you mix them with cars, and
he lets me I can go to work like this, so I love it. I don't have to wear a tie anymore and just be myself, and that culture's permeated the whole company. It's a can-do spirit, and it's like never count us out.
An awesome product you've created, Ralph, and thanks for coming by. Bring whatever you want, whenever you want to bring it by. Until next time, this is Adam for Ralph and Matt saying, keep the air in the spare and the bag in the wheel.